like 2 seasons straight. They love these heroes, and set them up for an even game where they can be on their favorite heroes. Like, you're not going to have a good time. But we do have the draft live for game number 2, so we'll jump straight into that one and see exactly how this one is going to get broken down. And we actually see Undying going for the Tidehunter ban, which is very interesting.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Bane is still in the pool, and Bane gets instantly picked up. So there you go, something. You know, if it's not broken, you don't have to fix it. Meanwhile, PSG.LGD do grab that Monkey King. They have played with the Monkey before, but the Clinks as well. Okay.
LGD,
this is so
man.
good. You know, Liz, you were saying earlier, like, if you saw this draft a month ago, you'd be like, what the hell is going on? But this is the meta now. This is what it is. Like, these heroes, they've been buffed just a little too much, and now they're showing up. How do you feel about Monkey King in general? Like, I think he's just a little too strong.
Yeah, and when you have 2 players on your team, Zincu and Ame, like, I think it's a no-brainer. If the hero is good, you can pick him up early on, and then you can mess with where you actually will play him, as both of these players are capable of playing him on. Not only are they capable of playing the hero, but Zincu, when he plays Monkey King, eventually he also looks like a carry. I'm not saying that he will be the one, but it's very possible for them.
It's just that the hero has so much flexibility, and I think that's what makes him so strong, right? It's not like he's just playing in one role and that's it. Like, you can put him anywhere. He's gonna provide vision or some disable. His stats are much better. His mischief is much easier to execute as well. Clink, same thing. They can put them they can put him middle. They can put him safe lane as well. LGD, you know, they're going for that very flexible opening here. And as Nomad mentioned about the Tidehunter, I think we're beginning to see where Undying values this hero, like how high they value this hero. They think this is, like, again, a focal point to your draft.
It's up there, isn't it? There was one synergy I really liked, or not really a synergy, more like a counter, which I really liked in Undying. And that, so in Feeble, there's not a lot of people might not know, but it now increases the cast time on heroes who are enfeebled. And Zubu, every time he could, he would cast that on the Pangolier if he hadn't used his Rolling Thunder yet. And his Rolling Thunders took like such a long time to cast up, like to get out of Rolling Thunder. He was sitting there for like a good 2 minutes just being like, all right, guys, I'm going to Rolling Thunder any minute now. It's coming out. And that just gives Bane all the time in the world to Nightmare or Fiend's Grip him and just stop him doing what he needs to do in the team fight. I really like that.
Very underrated ability, that's for sure. It does a lot of things, like heal reduction and damage reduction, and it's just not really thought about because last patch he was not that good, but now we see a lot more teams picking him up. I also saw, I believe, Anchor Smash and the Enfeeble together, and the heroes just weren't doing damage.
Yeah, it happened a couple of times. Like 3 heroes get on top of Saberlight, he Anchor Smashes before duel, still doesn't die. I'm not a Bane groupie. I'm not really the fanboy of this hero. Like, I like when he's not in the meta, especially because I used to play 5 a lot as well, and then when you're playing Bane every single game, like, he's a bully. Nobody likes bullies. Comes to the lane, brain saps you constantly. You know, I mean, he's pretty good right now, so I guess I need to start playing him a bit more.
Yeah, you're not the only one who hates playing Bane as a position 5 player. I'll tell you that.
Pretty much everyone, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, except for those guys who like want to play it every single game. The hero doesn't have wave clear. You know, as a 5, the most fun heroes are definitely ones that have wave clear, so you can get some gold for yourself.
5 seconds remaining.
You got to fall on your sword a bit.
Yeah. Some wave clear or some epic ulti doesn't necessarily rely on your teammates. Like, if you grip someone, you need your pubbers to follow up, but that doesn't always happen. Anyways, Undying, they ban out the Bloodseeker versus the Pango, right? You don't really want to play against that. Also, hero that's definitely coming back into the meta, and Beastmaster for there's that roar. Bane doesn't really like to play against the summons and the Helm of Overlord and whatnot too, so it does make sense.
Do you think we're gonna see a Lycan? I think that hero is incredibly good against Bane, you know, with all the summons and stuff. Not that good against like a farmed Pangolier, but
10
I think
seconds remaining.
there's a lot of potential for LGD to just like run over Undying. Like whenever I
5
see these
seconds
heroes
remaining.
and they ban a hero like Beastmaster, you need to you'll be thinking like, oh, why they ban Beastmaster? Oh, summons, it's gonna really destroy our lineup, and then maybe you'll get to that point where you start thinking about Lycan as well, which I think is really good this patch.
Yeah, to that point, PSG.LGD was a team that played a lot of Lycan on offlane. In the season, so it is possible, and I completely agree. It's good versus Bane. I just don't. I'd rather see PSG.LGD just round this draft up with 3 normal heroes and play a normal game of those.
You're watching the wrong team, my friend.
LGD and normal, those two don't go together.
Maybe some Pudge, if you really want to stretch it. Some ZQ Pudge, it's doable. But look at the last game. They had OD, Clinks, and Legion. Okay, Vengeful was banned out last
this
game.
is nice. This is nice.
Yeah. It's offlane. It could be an offlane bench or a support bench. I think both are fine.
Gives you
lots of flexibility.
Gives you that swap versus Bane as well, which was always a pretty nice thing to have.
Do you guys want some top shelf El Primo analysis?
Let's hear it.
All right. Last game was pretty interesting. Storm is one of the best Aegis carriers in the game. But both the Roshans, they actually give the Aegis over towards Tomato. And I was wondering why that was, and you might make, your arguments that, there was no catch really for the Storm. He was doing whatever he wanted anyway. But no, that's not the reason. The actual reason is it's Tomato's birthday today. So you have to give him every Aegis as a birthday present.
Makes sense. Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Tomato.
Yeah,
happy birthday, Tomato. Definitely. Feels birthday, man.
Void Spirit and Mirana on the side of Undying afterwards.
Remaining.
So Mirana Bane once again, and another Spirit. This time it's not Storm, but just as strong. The laning stage should be fine for him once again. Another Brile hero.
I'm kind of worried though. Now, if the Monkey King does go mid, that's a pretty tough matchup for the Void Spirit. So I'm not too sure how I like that pickup here. But I will say Void Spirit one of the better heroes in this patch, especially with most of the HP talents being gone and them increasing Void Spirit's damage output as well. Like, he's become a top tier hero again.
Okay, so are we seeing 3 cores on PSG.LGD in the first 3 picks and then 5 and 4 in the last 2? It's very possible. Like, this Vengeful could be the offlane. You could lane her with the 3 or with maybe even Monkey 4, but I feel like Venge should be played as a core at the moment anyway.
Yeah, it's... all I will say is we have no idea where LGD heroes are going to go. Because they can actually just put Monkey offlane if they want to, if they see like a melee, safe laner, or they can put the Clinks mid, pick another carry hero for themselves, or just have like Venge plus Treant offlane, or even have a Monkey King 4.
I have to say, I love the last ban from PSG.LGD. I was trying to figure out the carry for Undying. Now that you mentioned melee heroes, and PL probably is the first hero you think of. Natural Manta Builder versus the Treant. Clinks and Vengeful can't really do anything against him, and the laning stage for Venge is pretty difficult. So, if she's the 3, so a really nice ban. And they ban out the other illusion-based hero too, which is TB. Naga Siren is still in the game, but I hope we don't see that. I never saw PSG.LGD, at least in the season, do really well with the hero.
Yeah, I've just woken up. I don't want to go back to sleep again. Please don't pick Naga.
There you go.
Oh, boy.
Stolen.
I
think that's also, you just... There were 3 illusion heroes left in the pool, and they get the last one that's not banned. So, yeah.
So, what do you think of a potential? Leshak is gone though. There isn't that many good heroes that can round out LGD's lineup at the moment. Leshak would have been perfect, but obviously Undying banned that out.
Yeah. Nomad.
I think that's what LG.
Mofara is spamming. Sorry, Techie is in the chat. In Discord chat, but I don't think they're gonna pick Techies into Naga. Yeah, it was Bikop. Sorry, it wasn't Mofara.
Don't besmirch poor Mofara like that, Jesus.
That's Nomad's job.
Yeah.
It was B cop. It was B cop. Makes more sense.
What could it be? I mean, it's so hard to predict LGD's hit. You basically look at every hero in the game and go, right, could be any of these.
Some good old Ember Spirit if you need a core that's decent versus illusions, I suppose, but I'm
Clinkz
not
already
sure.
does that pretty well, though, right? With the Maelstrom, the amount of procs he gets from that is just insane.
Underlord.
Okay, all right, Underlord. I like this. So that means
Yeah,
Ven
this should
4
be.
or Monkey King 4?
Oh, it's Monkey King
4.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It makes a lot of sense, right? Underlord is really good
face the
versus
off lane.
Okay.
Okay, LGD. All right, guys. I mean, they can never do it normally, can they? You know, you look at the draft and you go, okay, this makes sense, and then like, yeah, but we're just gonna lane it completely differently to what you're expecting. Fair enough. LGD gonna run the Underlord mid into the Void Spirit. I don't know how that matchup's gonna go. I can't say I've seen it before, but hopefully it's gonna be an interesting one, guys. What are we thinking about these drafts before we throw it across to our casters?
Well, I think LGD this time around have a better team fight, and Undying, they don't have that Tidehunter to anchor them down. It's going to be a lot more difficult for Undying to play the exact same gameplay that they did in game 1 into LGD's heroes. And this Underlord is going to be a menace. Like, he's going to buy the aura items, then you got the Vengeful Spirit as well. I think Clinkz is going to have a pretty good lane here too against the Pango. I'm going to have to go with LGD here.
Yep.
All right.
I completely agree. If you care, Nomad, I completely agree with Steven. I think this Underlord was his cherry on top. It was the perfect pick for PSG.LGD, and I just don't like Naga as well.
It's reasonable. Yeah, I feel like Naga's been underwhelming consistently. I don't know if it's going to work. I do think Clinkz is still a very strong hero, and last game I felt like they had the answers. This game I'm kind of a little bit less convinced. And I think this looks like a really awesome Clinkz game. And I think Arme is going to be able to show us what this hero can really do. And let's throw it over to our casters for this one. Everyone loves a little bit of his casting. It's B-Cop, and, well, at least his mum likes his casting. It's Mo Farah.
Damn. Does she even like your casting?
That's very bold of you to assume my mum likes my casting.
Yeah.
Yeah. She actually flames me after every cast. Comes into my room and like tells me off.
You thought he was gonna build that? Are you kidding me? He just comes in telling you builds.
You thought he popped Troll instead of Rampage? Oh my god!
You didn't see him die to neutrals? What an idiot!
So I was doing. So I went away for 10 days. So I missed a lot of like the ESL Fall and stuff event, right? And before this event, I was doing my research and things, and I looked at the highest win rate heroes of this patch so far. And when I was going through, I was like, why on earth does Void Spirit have a 68% win rate? Like, I go away, I come back, like, everything's on fire, basically. I think he had, like, 23 losses and 50 wins, or something absolutely ridiculous. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing how Brow does on the Void Spirit this game.
Yeah, you know that meme, right? Where the guy walks into the room and he's got pizza and the whole room's on fire. Do you know what show that's from?
No idea.
Community. Come on.
Okay.
Great show.
The battle begins.
I told you, Beacop. Dota players don't have time to do anything apart from play Dota. You need to understand this.
Fair enough. But I'm going to keep telling you what the references are. I was a little sad to not see techies on LGD. Last time they went Treant, it was Treant techies, and then they got that quick 13-minute game. I was just hoping. Maybe we would have seen it again.
It only ended at 30 minutes because the other team gave up mentally, though.
Yeah. Razor was died bottom, died top, died mentally, and gave up.
I think this matchup mid between the Underlord and the... I know the camera's just moved away from it, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. The Underlord and the Void Spirit mid, I think this Underlord should have a really good time. They kind of just trade farm a little bit, but I think it's slightly Underlord favoured, I would say, but... I'm willing to be proven wrong. Especially when the Underlord gets to like this level 3 or 4 mark, right? It's really good for him.
You a fan of the Fiend's Gate?
I haven't been able to use it yet because
okay.
I went away, but I've seen some clips of people using it, and it looks really cool. You know, it's like a nice addition, right? It's not going to be great every game. You're going to want other items first and stuff, but yeah, it seems cool.
Seems expensive.
It is expensive. Oh, nice block by the tree. Stops the range creep from dying.
And not letting Moon Meander get all that farm again.
It's like, if I'm going to do one thing this game, it's stop Moon Meander getting range creeps.
And catapults. Ame might think he's Mr. President, but in reality, it's the range creeps and siege creeps that are coming through.
So he's holding his second skill point on the Monkey King here. This Venge Monkey King lane, I think in most lanes would be really strong, right? Like you have lots of physical damage, especially with the minus armor from the Wave of Terror. But against like Bane Naga, like you can't really stop the Naga from farming that well, right? So yeah, I'm interested to see what exactly happens down here and how much they can punish the Naga, because I feel like
Dire's courier has
shouldn't
been
be very much.
Both couriers dying in the top lane. I'm interested to see what Faithion's going to do, because we saw a bunch of this off lane Venge, which was like first sight of mags.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So we'll see how that ends up going. Stun comes out with the magic missile, and we'll get that Jingu to proc. Jingu, when he plays these strong fours, he plays he's got a legit hero pool, hero ocean. He plays to get a decent chunk of farm and transition into a core. Or at least he's done it quite often where I have confidence in him getting the proper items to find a lot in this game.
I think being able to scale as the 4 is really good when you have these 3s like Venge as well, that are kind of like more utility based in what they offer. So your 4 kind of takes over as the farm priority in that sense. I personally think one of the craziest things they did in this patch was buff this Jingu at level 1. It seems ridiculous to me.
For some reason, it just needed the increase in lifesteal.
But it's such a value ability at level 1, right? It used to be so ridiculous when it first came out. But, yeah. Then it kind of like went down that path of the hero gained loads of armor, but it made Jingu worse at level 1, so you weren't just reliant on Jingu for the laning stage. Oh, nice body blocks from Zhao 8. Stops Ryle getting a CS.
Another magic missile thrown over on a Tomato, and Dubu will pass over a Tango, as that's all he's dealing with in terms of regen is just that shared Tango. He was going to try and get a salve sent out to him, but we'll see if Tomato can survive long enough to make this value. And Ame's courier dying again.
Oh dear.
Now, I'm interested to see if Dubu's courier does get out. They do have a ward pretty deep, and if they do spot this salve coming out to him, I would assume the plan from Shinku is going to be go over and make sure that they just don't have that regen.
Oh, this could be really bad.
He's not close enough, I don't think.
He has the tree dance though and things, right?
Yeah, so he could get over. Oh, magic missile. Threw onto the Bane. Jingu's gonna pop. They've got the Boundless Strike. They might be able to kill him before he even gets the courier out. And yeah, the courier is right there by the tower.
Not first blood. I've killed lots of people. Well, you get the idea.
What a long voice line that was. Jesus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the living armor makes all the difference in these kind of engagements as well, especially against the Naga, who's normally really strong with the minus armor. So.
Get this first blood on LGD. Mid lane, Zhao 8 taking some damage here. Bryle, Dubu over mid, and they are going to feint a TP over.
Yeah, Bane coming over for the 6-minute rune as well, and you're going to see Moon Meander doing the same thing here as well.
Ooh, Zhao 8 pressuring forward again, and it looks like he's just gonna walk into this arrow and end up dead. Arrow comes right over, and that is just not what you're looking for if you're this Undying over mid.
I will say, Undying have been very good in both these games so far, controlling that 6-minute rune and controlling the active runes in general. They love to bring both their supports over, just clear the area. You know, make sure Brian, especially on these like snowbally heroes, right, like the Void Spirits and the Storms and things, give him that advantage. See if he can make a rotation with these active runes.
Dire's top
Now, unfortunately for Zhao Wei on that Underworld, a little bit rough for him. Ooh, Dubu. Ooh, thought he might be in trouble, but instead they go to the Magic Missile and the Primal Spring right into Tomato again. There's that salve finally coming into use, but that leaves Dubu without any more regen.
Yeah, that's fine though. Sometimes SS5, you know, you just gotta accept the lane's gonna be tough, you know? You see this Naga like split pushing waves and free farming and hissing off the enemy as much as possible. It was all worth it in the laning stage, you know?
You hope so. And Bryos found like 3 neutrals. Keep himself that Fairy's Trinket, and he also found the Keen Optic and the Broom Handle.
What's the skill build on the Monkey King? Sorry, I missed that. Did he
It
go second
is-
point?
tower is under attack.
One
he-
boundless,
he went
one.
cheeky.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bryo?
Ooh, they're gonna go for Jinkyu, and he is not looking like he's gonna survive. Throws out some
Oh my
right
God.
clicks, walks away for a second, but they do have that brain sap.
He dodged the Astral Step damage with Mischief, which is why he stayed alive so long.
Radiant's middle
That was really
tower
nice.
is under attack.
That is a
Good
rotation to get a
from
kill.
Bryo.
Yeah.
Again, like Moon Meander just comes over mid. They
Taking
get
as
the
much
8-minute
farm as
rune.
he can.
Dubu was here ready as well.
They'll come in, Arrow with the Nightmare. They're going to go here for Zhao 8. They've got the Living Armor, and now they've got the Pit of Malice. Trying to turn this onto the Bane, and they will get the kill. 4 heroes mid. Swap, Bryle. He's going to try and get out of this one. Boundless Strike. Do they have the lockdown? Nature's Grass and an Astral... Or a Ether
LGD
Remnant lash down.
LGD bring 5 heroes to the mid lane. They are not willing to give anything to Undying this game.
Take away some vision, Undying, moving around the map, and yeah, it's LGD committing heavily to that. And Faith Beyond will finally go back over bottom. He's trying to finish off that Ags. Like I said, first item onto this Venge will be that Ags. Obviously, taking the first one for the Agi.
I was watching iLeague yesterday, and I think it was Aster, I think, played some Venge off lane. It just looks so annoying to
Radiant's
play
bottom
against.
tower is under attack.
Like, this Venge is just constantly alive. You kill the Venge and you're like, oh yes, we got a kill. And then he like casts another stun on you and you're like, oh, okay.
It just feels like the Ags is such a massive power spike.
Radiant structures.
I would say it's not that great against like things like Naga, they
jump.
still struggle to deal with, right? But
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
nice kill.
Yeah, Bryle just Astral Step into the Aether Remnant, perfectly lined up. And they're going to get the top tier 1 too. And this is something we talk about when you're playing against Treants a lot, is having to commit to these towers.
The fact they get this tower like before the 10-minute mark is huge. You know, without these heroes like Lesh and stuff that can push really quickly, you do tend to struggle. Not this game.
At least not yet.
Undying just... Tamara's got off to this start where he's not been punished at all, really, right, on this Naga. And I think the later this game goes, the more they're going to struggle to deal with this Naga, which I know is a stupid thing to say, because that always happens, but this game in particular, they don't have great magic damage, right? It's only really the Underlord that can deal with it.
Radiant's
And the question is how well they'll deal with it. What is Ame going to be able to throw into the mix as he's going into the Maelstrom? Again, I wonder if he's going to be going Gleipnir, picking up that Maelstrom once again.
Yeah, he could eventually. It depends what kind of timing they want to play off, because he might need a relatively early BKB this game as well. Oh, they know there's a ward there.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Pinging it out right away.
Fills me with loneliness.
There it goes. So there's the Maelstrom coming out on the Clinks. I don't know, this Naga is genuinely just absolutely terrifying already.
Dire's middle
see
tower
Moon.
is under attack.
It's such a slower game in like terms of game 1 though.
Oh, for sure. It was high tempo from like the 9-minute mark from Undying in game 1, whereas this one seems a lot slower pace and okay with just letting the Naga farm.
Undying just completely changing the tempo of the game, like you say. And look at the Naga's net worth already. Yeah, it feels amazing. Go for the Manta first. Obviously more farm heavy than going Diffusal, which I think is fine.
Ooh, Fiend's Grip. Aether Remnant down, but they're going to bring
they missed
Jinku
the
in. Now look for the arrow. Get the kill on a Y. They look for Zhao 8. Rolling Thunder, Moonlight Shadow, all there. Aether Remnant locks up Jinku for a second. Have the swap. Magic Missile with the Pit of Malice down on a 3, but Faith Beyond, he just dies for this.
That was so
not what you
awkward
want
by-
from LGD, and now they've got the Nightmare, follow that up with a quick arrow, swashbuckle in, Spirit Vessel on Zhao 8, he's trying to run the Primal Spring into the balance strike on a 4, but does that really matter? Yeah, it keeps Zhao 8 alive for the moment, but Bryle wants to go, like he wants to jump, and they will get this kill. Overgrowth from Y, and this is a little bit of a repeat of the first game where they were throwing bodies and losing numbers, but finally they kill Saberlight. They will take out Bryle, they'll slow him down. And fine too, but how much is that worth for OGD?
Yeah, a little bit of an overextension by Undying. I mean, Briar almost managed to get out. I think his cooldowns were still going, unfortunately. So when that last Pit of Malice tick hits, he's going to fall. But yeah, I don't know. The initial fight was so weird by OGD because they cast Boundless after the Bane's already cast Fiend Script, and they don't cancel it. Like, I think they used it on the Void Spirit instead of the Bane.
Yeah.
So the tree ends up dying, and it kind of just, snowballs out of control really quickly. I think Monkey's getting Mage Slayer was that I saw. Which is,
Yeah.
that's pretty good this game. I think that seems to be the big item to build on the Monkey King.
Ooh, they found Ame, and that is such a fast kill. There's not much here for Y to throw their way, and Boundless Strike, does it save them? Spirit Vessel got the wand off, trying to get under the tier 2 tower. Is it even going to matter? Bryle ready to maybe make a move here with the Aether Remnant, but it doesn't land. They've got the swap once again. Bryle already out. Primal Spring down. Pit of Malice lands on a Dubu. Tree Dance over once more, and they will kill off this Bane, but that's for a Clinks. Bryle is so good at just moving around with this Void Spirit, using just the Astral Steps and the Dissimulate well enough to really avoid almost everything that OGD is throwing his way.
But you look at this long-term plan for Undying, and by the way, look at Moon Meander's net worth again on the Mirana, by the way. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, how? I need to go and just watch 5 games of his Mirana, because it always seems absolutely ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the long-term plan though for Undying, like, again, look at this Naga's net worth. They're taking these fights, but without the Naga. So Naga's just chilling, farming away at the same time.
They don't need the Naga right now.
Yeah, they're going to hit the critical mass. You know, you have to say it's probably going to be this Diffuser Manta, then probably a Skadi as well. It's going to be the big timing.
Jinkyu's pretty on it. I will say with that Mischief. They'll try and find
Really
a kill on a
want
Bryle,
Bryle.
but they need the lockdown to kill him. That's the second Astral Step. Ame sticking with him, trying to just keep vision, maybe to get the kill, but ooh, if he comes out of the high ground, maybe that's enough. Out of Atos, there's the damage. Pit of Malice, Aether Remnant locks him up for a second, but they've got the Magic Missile to follow it up. They should be able to get the kill on a Bryle, and they will. They keep on the chase, and they will finally finish off the Void Spirit with that new Rod of Atos there for Zhao
Dire's
8.
middle tower is under attack.
They really want to keep this mid-tier 1 alive with the tree. Like we were saying before, pushing for Radiant side not easy against this tree. I mean, this has the potential to be a really long game. I'll be straight up honest with you, Beakup. And I know you're a big fan of them.
Love them.
Like, one team has a Naga, the other team has a tree.
Hey, I'm okay with that. As long as there's no Arc Warden being played at 50% potential, I'm okay with it. Ooh, Dubu. He's now going to be caught. They've got the Pit of Malice. They have the Rod of Atos. Dubu's going to survive for quite some time. And now going into the Fiend Script, he's got a lot of control, and it might be enough control for just a Bane to get 2 kills. Oh my! Dubu. Yeah, tip the man. He deserves it. That's at least a 20% gratuity.
That was incredible. Oh my god, that mask is terrifying as well on the set. But yeah, I mean, Dubu game 1 and Bane, really strong. Doesn't get banned. Game 2, Dubu Bane, also very strong.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
He's lost no power.
Oh, none at all. And now, thought about it. Thought about going to the overgrowth, but what is that even worth for him? They're going to get the tier 1 over mid as well as this kill into the tree, and that's, again, breaking through these towers
Dire's
and
middle
extending their
tower
lead.
has fallen.
Ooh, Bryle spotting Faith Beyond over bottom. Astral Step, Dissimulate, Moonlight Shadow. That'll help him out to move around this Venge, and there's another Aether Remnant. Does he really need the help? Not really. And I think Shinku was spotted for a second, but I don't think they can get this kill on him if he plays it right.
This game's like getting out of control now.
Refusal for the Naga. 1,000 gold on top of that with the Manta style.
How are LGD supposed to make plays here? It feels like the way they wanted to approach the game was like have this really strong laning stage, especially their Venge Monkey King, and like push their advantage relatively early on. Oh, not again.
That's what I was talking about. He was just kind of playing there down bottom, and all of a sudden, Undying stick around, and they have quite the distance in jump to catch anybody, and they do catch a Monkey King. Meanwhile, Magic Missile, Dubu getting low once again. This time he won't survive, but he will get the Nightmare off on a Faith Beyond. Get down, Mr. President says why as he takes the arrow to the face, or the tree bark.
It's wise job this game. We said it in the laning stage. He's going to tank every single arrow possible.
He's going to try. Radavetos comes in with the Pit of Malice out onto the Mirana. They should be able to get the kill on a Moomiander. One more right click needed, and Zhao Edu gets credit for that one. They do get 2, and that's a good couple of pickoffs there for LGD, which is nice. But again, Tomato doing Naga Siren things.
Yeah, can we have a Tomato item watch from the Naga and see what he's on? It's like we said before, I think the Skadi timing is going to be huge for the Naga. So
you want
the Naga
Tomato Naga Siren item watch?
Yes.
Okay.
Top tower is under attack.
Welcome to Tomato 2021 Item Watch. He's got Manta, Diffusal, going into the Scotty. That's all for the 2021
so he has
Item Watch.
How much, like, if he has the ultimate orb already as well, like, the Skadi time is going to be super quick. And at that point, like, how do you kill him? I really don't know. I assume Underlord's going Shivas at some point in this game, but... Oh...
They're going to look over, and they've got the Pit of Malice, but the Rolling Thunder comes in. Faith Beyond, as well as Y, are going to be in trouble. The Overgrowth goes off. They get the kill on Y. They're going to look over Faith Beyond, who throw out the Magic Missile, and, well, he's going to die. He does have that Ags. We'll see how much it's worth, and it's a swap on a Moomiander, but they got the Moonlight Shadow. Now trying to move forward. Pit of Malice lands onto 2, but there's the song onto 3. Aether Remnant ready, arrow coming in. BKB gets popped by Ame, but they've got the Fiend's Grip Dubu coming in with. They've got themselves the Wukong's Command. Is it going to be enough damage? They look over Tomato. They might have the damage to get the kill on the Nagasar and the Rod of Atos, but Tomato's still on the run. Ame with the damage. It's enough to get Tomato, but is it going to be enough to win this fight? Bryo goes in. Dubu in the Roche pit doing as much as he can to really get these kills. He's got the brain set to kill off Xiao Li. Ame needs to run, but Ame stands his ground for a second. They get the kill on a Bryo, and they'll end up looking for more, but just getting the kill on Ame is Saberlight. Wave of Terror, Faith Beyond back into the fight thanks to the Ags. Can he finish off the Pango? Not with that blink, not with the distance away. And it's a pretty significant trade. Again, Dubu doing so much, this time for the Roach Pit.
This man does not die. He does what he wants. Yeah, that fight could have been awful for LGD, but they managed to get the BKB off on the Clinks, right? I think if they arrow the Underlord instead of the Clinks, maybe the fight goes a little bit better, but... A really good turnaround by LGD, though. That fight could have been, yeah, so much worse.
Yeah. They do turn it around, and they do kill off the Naga Siren. They also hold them from getting Roche, at least for now.
Yeah, we should say as well, that fight wasn't a 5 versus 3, it was a 5 versus 4, because as Stephen points out in the OGA chat, Venge is ridiculous. You kill the Venge, and he still just has this illusion that casts all his spells.
Yep.
and just does whatever it wants the whole fight.
And that proved to be something that they needed to deal with a little bit differently as they deal with the swap post-death and everything that came forward from it. But again, it was really interesting to see Dubu dance in the pit, doing the tango with Roche while... You know,
Man's just living his life, having a good time. And they're going to go
Dubu.
Roche now.
Swap, Pit of Malice with the Rod of Atos. They should be able to get the kill onto Dubu.
Dubu, no.
And now the Moonlight Shadow is used again. They'll throw down some sentries that don't see each other.
Oh, do they see the ward on the high ground? They don't know it's there. Oh, that's a bit worrying.
Honestly.
I don't know if shocking is the right word, but...
You have ways to check that spot, and you throw a sentry there. I feel like you'd expect to...
All the items on the floor!
Vision. Oh, and that's going to be picked up, I believe. They also got the kill on a Faith Beyond. Another wave of terror. They're going to deal with the illusion once again. They've got themselves a swap. Primal Spring coming down. Balance Strike. Song used once more. They've got Magic Missile and Wave of Terror available, but there is the jump down to the low ground. Wave of Terror comes through. They'll use the Rolling Thunder on the other side of this fight. They've found themselves Ame. The arrow's going to come through, but it's not going to land. They've got themselves the BKB, and Ame going to try and fight this with the BKB. The Pit of Malice is down, and the damage is there from Ame. Overgrowth used by Y. A grenade thrown over. Moomiander's going to die to Jinkyu. They've got the disarm out onto the Treant as they're going to Primal Spring into this fight. They've got themselves the Wukong's command again, and Bryle starting to run. So he'll get whipped for some speed by the Naga Siren, and Bryle will walk away from this one, but LGD, again, taking a pretty substantial win.
And that could be Roche for them as well. So they just head into the pit, because they have really good minus armor with the Venge, remember? Good physical damage with the Clinks. And can I say, shout out to the Observer there for seeing the kill on the Mirana at the side at the same time. That was very impressive.
Ooh, Bryle coming in. That's a little bit rough for him. There's the Magic Missile. The damage, oh, not enough just yet. Bryle gets out with the Astral Step. He's able to survive. Faith Beyond. He's going to fall here to the illusions of Tomato. They look over at Jinkyu. They've got themselves the Aether Remnant that locks up a Bounty Ruiner. Is it a Monkey
another
King?
swap.
It's a Monkey King. They've got the swap once again. Moomiander trying to leap his way out, but they've got the Rod of Atos to follow it up from Zhao 8. Going for the Moonlight Shadow. They've got the Dust. They'll have the damage. They'll get the kill on Moomiander once again. And Faith Beyond, this is what happens to Venge games. You do everything you can with your life, but you don't mind dying. Saberlight. Oh, he's been spotted. Magic Missile comes in once again. The damage coming out from Ame. They'll spot him, but now he's going to go into the Rolling Thunder. Tomato coming around from the side, and let's see. Can they get anything out of this? BKB's going to be popping once again from Ame. Right click's coming through on a Saberlight. They've got the Aether Remnant locks down Jinkyu for a second, and Undying will back out.
They still have that ward on the high ground as well, I think. You have to remember, it's so difficult for LGD to just walk into the pit and take Roche while Naga's alive as well. Because this song can just come through at any time and completely change the direction of the fight. And there's a Skadi on the Clinks now as well. Okay.
He's kind of keeping up with the Naga Siren, right? On Ame?
Yeah, he's doing okay. I think most of it's come from the fights in the last couple of minutes or so. Like the big net worth changes from these heroes. It's actually going... Was that a BKB on the Naga?
He's got it. Yeah, he's got it queued, and then he's got Shadow Blade next after that.
So Dire scan the pit, and they know Radiant are hanging around. Yeah, BKB down to 6 seconds now for the Clinks, as the Observer points out. Oh, 4 staff on Bryle as well. Okay.
Swap. Magic Missile Moomiander caught this time. It's not going to make it out that time.
This Faith Beyond's playing this Venge so well. The thing is as well, like, because of this axe, you can just swap yourself in, and it really doesn't matter. Because you're so tanky and hard to kill that killing you twice is, you know, ridiculous.
Dubu coming over, and now they're going to go to the Bryle with the Aether Remnant. They're going to buy back on Moomiander. Rolling Thunder comes through from Saberlight, but there's the Wukongs once again. Overgrowth This is going to be enough to get the kill here on a Saberlight. Tomato right behind them. Zhao 8 over to the side. The Wukongs, they're fighting in it. They get the kill on a Faith Beyond. They're also going to get the courier kill
No, they
on,
don't.
of Ame and Bryle. Astral Step trying to escape. Moonlight Shadow. Wave of Terror. They've got the swap once again. They'll get the kill on a Bryle. Venge is dead, or really is Venge dead. This is always just 2 lives and always alive.
Did they really get the kill on Faith Beyond? No.
The Ags is just the embodiment of call an ambulance, but not for me. I know I've already said that twice in this series.
And again, but it's still difficult for them to take the Roche with Naga being alive. That's the big problem.
Yeah, 4 fights around the Roche pit. Nobody's taken it yet. Endless Strike, Swashbuckle, Saberlight trying to escape. Jinkyu trying to keep up with him. They don't have Overgrowth, but it's tough. Keep up with this Pango.
Oh, Dubu.
Bane, Nightmare for a second. That's not going to work out. Ame getting the kill there. And the thing is, Faith Beyond, he's just back to the illusion. Like, he's always with the team if the illusion's staying alive.
Top tower is under attack.
The thing is, at least they're able to keep their lanes out on Undying here, right? So it means LGD, they're kind of like being pulled apart a little bit, if that makes sense. Where they're taking these really great fights, but they have to keep going back and dealing with their lanes again.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
You go for Roche now. They're still sticking by the pit. They go to the pit. They're going to try and get this. They've got Song available. Let's see if Undying can get in time. It's down to about a 1/3 health. And it doesn't look like Undying
Naga's nowhere near.
Aware? Oh, now they're aware. Arrow comes through. Oh,
they got the kill.
Killed Roche. They've got the Wave of Terror. Now Faith Beyond's going to move forward. They've got the Moonlight Shadow trying to leave from this one, but there's the Pit of Malice. Saberlight on the roll and trying to get away. Nightmare on a Zhao 8. Aether Remnant Arrow following it up. They've got a lot of damage coming in under the Underlord. And Zhao 8.
Oh, the living armor!
Oh, the Overgrowth! Why coming in as a massive Overgrowth? This is going to be enough to change the tides of this fight. They get the kill on a Saberlight, but they are going to lose Zhao 8. Dubu follows suit. 2 for 2. I gives up his life with the Overgrowth, as he's got that blink and blinks into a very big ult for that fight.
Watching Mumi to put his shades on though, after killing the Roche with the arrow.
True.
Thanks for the gold. Yeah, great fight. I mean, the fact that they almost killed the Underlord next to the high ground would have been huge, but they have to chase a little bit further to be able to finally kill him off. You know, drags these 2 heroes in the Pango and the Bane out of position slightly.
Dire's middle tower is under
They really
attack.
need this 4-staff on the Mirana as well. I think 4-staff is going to be so key for the Radiant side this game. When you have Overgrowth, there's Wukongs to worry about. There's the Pit of Malice from the Underlord, which is the big one. Is that a Mjolnir on the Clinks? I think I saw.
Mjolnir on the Clinks, not going into the Gleipnir this time. Has the Scotty going Daedalus next.
That seems pretty good, I think, this game in particular. Like, there's lots of small instances of damage on the Radiant side as well, so the active becomes a lot more valuable. You know, there's not like really heavy burst damage on Radiant.
Faith Beyond has enough gold to get the ulti orb and finish off the Manta. Arrow flies in, hits catapult, as is tradition for Moomiander. Ame really starting to stack up the damage, and he is about to surpass the Naga Siren. Was down about 1,500 gold a couple minutes back. Has fully caught up. And certainly a difference in terms of where LGD were in the previous game, where both their other 2 cores were behind, you know, even Moomiander.
They just missed the Rolling Thunder on the tree there. Would have been a nice pick off.
He's going to TP over towards mid because he does have that Overgrowth ready to go and a smoke in his inventory to make a move. So Blink Overgrowth could be the play here for LGD. They're going to smoke up 4 and make the move over towards bottom to try and at least get the kill here on a Saberlight. Swashbuckle,
tanky,
shield
though.
crash, and a blink into the trees. They do spot him, but the TP is there and he'll escape.
Sheesh.
Got to point at the crease of your elbow when you do that.
Bryle, 400 gold off the axe here.
Aether Remnant locking up Xiao, but they've got the swap, and now the arrow's going to hit onto Faith Beyond again.
Oh,
Is
he's
it killing Faith Beyond or just putting him into his second life to make things happen? The blink as well as the overgrowth comes through. They go to the song on Tomato. Career comes in,
Dire's top tower.
and now the TPs from Undying. The leaf.
Yeah, good disengage. I think they were in a really awkward position there. Like, if they'd found the clean catch on the Underlord, it would have been fine, but again, the Venge in the right place at the right time. All of a sudden, sitting in the middle of everybody, you're like, well, we don't want to kill the guy with the Aegis. That's Venge, not Klinks. And so, they just back off.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Going Silver Edge on the Naga as well, I think that is interesting.
Yeah.
Obviously a very good
Swap,
item this
Mooney
match.
Ender taking some damage here from Ame. They go to the Rolling Thunder. It's going to be right on top of Faith Beyond. They're going to try and take away his first life, and they will do so, but they've got the Wukong's command. They're doing a lot of damage onto Jinkyu. They'll get themselves a second with the BKB by Ame. Now they look over.
They need the Venge.
They've got the swap once again. Venge with the magic missile. The damage coming into Tomato, but it's not going to be enough. The arrow hits onto the illusion. They've also got the Nightmare on Ame, and that will be taken away by Y. So now he's stuck there as the Aether Remnant comes through. They're still fighting into a Pit of Malice if they want to go in onto the tree. Venge's illusion will survive. And now 43 seconds until Faith Beyond will be back to the illusion. And with that fight not going the way of LGD, the Aegis will expire and they don't do much with it.
You would say one thing for OGD is they just don't have this like damage
Radiant's
output.
bottom tower is under
So that when
attack.
people are caught in like the Pit of Malice and things, the Klinks is doing a decent amount, but it's not enough to kill the Naga, this hero that has like 39 armor, right? They need to be able to kill people quickly, and it's just they don't really have the lineup for it.
They don't really enjoy these longer team fights for the most part. And there's also the reset button, right, for Undying with the song.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just really tough for LGD.
And this is why I was saying it could have the potential to be a really long game, though. Like, one team struggles to push against the tree, like, take into the team fight of LGD, but the other team can't really kill heroes. They're playing against the split push of the Naga. It's... tighten your seatbelts, because... could be a long ride. Oh, they see Tomato.
Oh, Faith Beyond lose that first life. They've got the swap on a Dubu. Now the magic missile to follow it up. It'll end up being a trade, kind of. Klinks is going after Tomato bottom. Yeah, he is by himself. He's popped the BKB. They're going to look over at Bryle, and now Saberlight. He's ready to go in on Ame, who doesn't have himself an Aegis. They've got the silence as well as they assimilate right on top of Ame, and he's all by himself. They were getting a kill on the Dubu, but do they have the damage to get the kill? Yes, they do. They're getting a kill on Ame. Now they look for the song in the Wukongs. Ooh, do they re-engage off this Aether Remnant? Why?
Surely
right
not.
by it. He gets pulled. They're under the guy's Moonlight Shadow. They should be able to get a kill on the tree, but the Pit of Malice comes in. Do they have the damage with the Burning Army right there? The magic missile comes out from Faith Beyond, and now the Lotus Orb running away. Again, they just don't have the damage. They're lacking it. Zhao 8, he's on the high ground, looking to get a kill here on the Tomato. Pops the BKB with the Rod of Atos, flying his way with the Astral Step, and now the swap. Faith Beyond trying to keep alive his Underlord and make something happen from this. Saberlight blinks away, and Zhao 8 will survive. Jinkyu, he's up in the trees, and they do technically have help from the Venge illusion.
Yeah, you see, they just pinged it, the ward on the high ground there. Undying just see everything the whole time. I'm really shocked the Klinks decided to try and stay during the BKB, because his team were really far away. They were fighting mid, and they killed Dubu on the Bane, but they weren't within touching distance, so that by the time they came over, the Klinks had already just been finished off. And if the Klinks had tried to run slightly towards his team, maybe it could have gone better, but I mean, it's so difficult to tell. It was a great game so far, though.
Yeah, very close.
Lots of back and forth.
I'm getting caught out
Dire's
there,
top tower is
playing
under attack.
a bit over his head.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Roche will be
that
up in a minute
happens
51.
sometimes.
Uh-oh, Faith Beyond. How caught is he?
See the cast time increase there on the Wave of Terror? It looks so weird.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
This fan just 2.5k HP and doesn't really have any HP items. That's like Antarags.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous.
That's shard too, so
Yeah.
could technically start to become a problem. Gem on the Clinks, and I always get worried when there's a gem on Ame. A few times he's the guy really holding on to it with the way he plays.
Ooh.
Ascetics Cap and Penta Edge Sword. Ascetics Cap, 300 health and HP regen. Ooh, they're gonna jump, look for Faith Beyond, and get through all that health very quickly. It's really rough, and now they have his illusion once again. Lotus Orbs, just to make sure they don't get swapped. Nightmare, Arrow. This is all focusing on trying to get the illusion. They've got the living
comes
armor,
the Pango.
and now they're going to go to the Pango here with the Rolling Thunder coming through. They've got the Pit of Mouse, but it's only down to the illusions of Tomato. Inku staying in the trees. Moonlight Shadow once again. The illusion
Avenger's still
is
alive.
low, but living armor, it survives with 50 health.
Dire's top tower.
There's just something stupid about watching them living armor, this like Venge illusion. I don't...
They just wanted to survive.
They're going to go into Roche though, and it looks like LGD aren't ready here. They're going to have to go back and deal with their
Radiant's
lanes.
middle tower is under attack.
And that allows them to get Aegis and Shard.
Fallen into a river.
Aegis for Bryle.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And I want to say...
I think you already have the shard on the Void Spirit, right?
And I've got Shard on Void Spirit, Shard on Pango, and Shard on Bane as well as Naga. So, 4 shards.
What's the
Already.
Bane? I can't even remember what the Bane shard is.
Brain Sap comes in a 550 AoE spell. Secondary targets only
Nice.
heal for
Okay.
25%. Ooh,
I
Witch
mean, it's
Bane.
okay. It gives you wave clear, which is kind of nice, right? Which is the one of the big things that the hero
Smoke.
likes.
Ooh, they've got the obs, but that's going to be taken out immediately here
Oh,
by the
good
Monkey
arrow.
King. Tomato will start to run, but they've got themselves the swap now, man. Ooh, the illusion's coming in from Tomato. They're getting the kill on a Y. They're going to look over the BKB being popped by Ame. They're going to the Song immediately. Tomato trying to run, but the Guardian Gear is being popped. Song locks him up for a second. Arrow flying in. Aether Remnant locks up the Monkey King for a second. Still under the guys in Moonlight Shadow. They've got the sentry down the Astral step forward. Look for the Dissimulate. Goes over to the side. Jowie gets himself the Rod of Atos as well as the Pin of Malice out onto the Murano, who's forced to have twice. Nightmare on the Faith Beyond.
These small wins for Undying are so good as well, because they're trying to drag LGD out of position here. Where they have the vision on the high ground.
Simulate Silence coming through on a 2. Lotus Orb, and now it's going to reflect the
Has
Brain
Aegis
Stab.
on
They've got
Bryle.
the swap, so he's going to go into some trouble. Bryle getting low, doesn't lose the Aegis. They get the Cone of Faith Beyond, but he's also got himself that illusion, which will swap back Bryle once again. Overgrowth comes in, they look for the balance strike. That hits out of Jubilee, trying to get the kill here out onto the Bane, but he's got himself that Ghost
Innocence.
Scepter, so he's going to survive. Y gets low, he'll end up dead. And now Pit of Malice comes down onto 2. They don't have the Aegis to work with anymore. Tomato taking a
Tomato?
lot of damage. Right clicks in from Ame to get the kill to the Nagasar, and they've got themselves the balance trick that hits on a Bryle. He'll dissimulate, trying to get some distance between him and the side of LGD, but 3 heroes that are dead on the side of Undying. Bryle, Astro steps away. They've got the Moonlight Shadow again. Dust is used. Wave of Terror lands on a Bryle. Balance strike hits onto Moomiander. He's dusted up. That means they've got the vision to get the swap coming out from Faith Beyond.
Wow.
And they'll get 4. Undying are finally the ones who are on the back end of a fight. It feels like LGD have been not winning fights, maybe keeping them tied, if not losing fights. And that's the first one that feels like is really theirs for the longest time. It was a 6,000 net worth lead for the side of Undying that is now vanished. And they go up on the high ground. They take the
They're
tier
gonna go
3.
for the
They look
end.
for the swap. They look over at Brile. They've got themselves the Runaway just as well as the Phantom Alice. Brile's dead. No buyback. Tomato buys back, so does Saberlight. Right click's coming in. They've got themselves Ame with that burning army, trying to do as much damage as he can. He rolls back in. Saberlight, uh-oh. He's going to survive, but they've got the swap once more. Look at the kill to Saberlight. It wasn't going to be enough coming in from this Pangolier, and now he's dead
This
without
Venge.
buyback. Venge is doing so much.
Radiant's middle barracks.
This Venge hero is so ridiculous.
Wukong
And that's
looking
gonna-
for
they
the
have so much
finish, and they will
damage.
go to game number 3. LGD, they win one massive fight. Monkey Kings dance around all over, and they will tie the series up at 1.
What a great game. I think
For sure.
that's one of those, like, again, it was a bit of a slow burner towards the